Hi guys, I'm back here with another book video and I'm going to be doing the classics tag. So I am sitting in front of a different part of my library. I am sitting on the shelf that has all my series of books and also my classic books. And I'm going to be doing the classics book tag. Question number one is, what's an overhyped classic that you just didn't get on with? And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this one, but it's J.R. Tolkien, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I just really couldn't get into it. I read it. I started reading The Hobbit in 6th or 7th grade and I couldn't get into it then. And I went to Baton Rouge for a bowling tournament and there was a Barnes & Noble there and they had The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy in a box set, so I bought it. And I ended up selling it in a yard sale a couple years later for $2 for the whole set. I just couldn't get into it. I know that's bad of me to say because I know that's one of everybody's favorite books, especially somebody like me who likes science fiction and fantasy and just cannot get into those books. I just don't care for his writing. On to question number two. Question two, what is your favorite time period to read about? The answer I have for you is I like the late 19th century and early 20th century books. Things like Charles Dickens and Lewis Carroll from the 1880s. I just really like that time period. The Victorian era is one of my favorite periods to read about, and there's a lot of great classic books that came about in that era. And then I also like some of the earliest 20th century books that we have had that are really great as well. I mean, like The Great Gatsby, of course, in the 1920s era, and other books as well. So those two time periods really grab onto me, and those are what I have mainly as far as classics goes. Question three, what is your favorite fairy tale? And that is Sleeping Beauty. As some of you may know, I tried to write a retelling of Sleeping Beauty set in the old style English, and I just could not get my chapters going. I was going to do short chapters, and I just couldn't get the style of English that I wanted to get into, so I just chucked the idea out the window. So that is my answer to question number three. On to question number four. Question four, what is the most embarrassing classic that you have not read yet? And that answer is War and Peace. I tried reading it in high school. I did not have to read it as part of a curriculum, but I got in 30 to 40 chapters into that, and after each new name that came in, I just decided to go away from that book and went on to something else. And my teacher, reading teacher, was kind of shocked that I read that and probably didn't think I was going to finish it all the way. And my sociology teacher, who actually is also a history teacher, just kept wanting me to keep at it and keep getting into that book. But he was glad I at least attempted to read that book. On to question five. Question five, what are your top 5 classics you want to read? Those are Catch and Ride by J.D. Salinger, David Copperfield by Charles Dickens, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. I have an abridged version, but I do not have the original version, and I want to get the original version as she written it. The Yellow Wallpaper by Charlotte Perkins Gilman, and The Hunchback of Notre Dame by Victor Hugo. I have on my iPhone right now, I have Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, and I love that musical. And I have read the movie tie-in cover to that, not of the musical, but the Liam Neeson one. And I read that in 5th or 6th grade, and I like that. But I have not read the original, and I have the original, but it's just small print and very big, and so I figured I'd try to read it on my iPhone and might not seem like it would be that big. The print is still kind of small, but we'll see how it goes. Question 6, favorite book or series based off of a classic book? And that is Splintered, and it's based off of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, and everybody knows that that is my favorite classic book of all time. And I just really love that book. Every time I read it, it brings back memories from childhood. My mom used to read it to me. That was her least favorite book, so every time she read it to me, she would always groan. On to question number 7. Favorite movie or TV series based on the classic? And that is the 1985 CBS film version of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland that Disney created for CBS, and it has great actors and actresses like Shelley Winters, Carol Channing. It also has Uncle Jesse from Full House. I can't think of the name of the actor that portrays him, I should. And it also has Ringo Starr, and it has Sammy Davis Jr. Just a wide range of characters and movie stars that are portraying these wonderful characters from one of my favorite books. And it's just a delightful treat. It's also musical too, so there's songs as well. And there is one scene, which is my favorite scene in all of Alice's Wonderland, is the White Queen entrance, and Carol Channing just plays that role perfectly and does that entrance in her song that she sings. It's just funny. Question number 8 is, what is the worst film adaptation of the classic? I did not have one for this answer, so the only thing that came to mind, I sort of cheated, even though I like the musical, is Andrew Lloyd Webber's film version of The Phantom of the Opera. I do like the old black and white film version of The Phantom of the Opera. That's the only film version that I've seen, and I have seen many, that is actually the truest to the actual book. And of course, we all know the take that Andrew Lloyd Webber gives, but I do like that musical, but to me that is just not the greatest adaptation of a classic book. Question number 9, favorite edition of the classic books that you would like to own more of? And I really do like the Barnes & Noble leather bound edition classics. I really think they are just beautiful. I also love the Penguin editions, the orange spine editions, as well as the black spine editions. I'm just a Penguin edition fan, period. So any more Penguin classics that I could get my hands on, I just like that. I remember just reading the Penguin classics from school, and those editions just stick with me. So every time I'm in a bookstore and I see some Penguin classics that I do not have and have not read, I always snatch those up. And so those are more editions that I would like to read. I would also like to pick up some of the Penguin edition drop cap editions that they have. Those look pretty neat as well. The last question is, what is an underhyped classic that you want more people to read? I do not think this is an underhyped classic, but I think a lot of people have not read it, but they have seen the movie. And I'm talking about James Fenimore Cooper's The Last of the Mohicans. I really like the film, and I also like the book just as well, if not more. And I do have the Barnes & Noble edition. I do not have the leather-bound edition, but if there is a leather-bound edition of the Barnes & Noble Classic, I need to snatch that up really soon. But I just love the story and anything that has to do with Native American history and culture, because that is just a strong part of all of our culture here in America. Thank you everybody for watching this tag video. I really enjoy doing the classics book tag video. There are other tag videos and different videos that I'm going to be doing here really soon. And I hope everybody subscribe to this channel that has not subscribed. I really appreciate it. And also please like and comment on this video. Hope everybody has a great day or weekend.